Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts, and I'm in an indoor gym, which I don't particularly like to do, but that's the only option I had today. Going to be doing a bench press, working up to a 6-rep max on the bench press, and doing a bunch of other stuff as well, such as the polyp press, which is a great exercise to do for the obliques. It works your chest a little bit as well, and I was doing both sides, but it was out of frame, so I only did one side for a camera view. And the rowing erg, which is great for the back and legs and cardio. Great also to do for the bench press because it works the antagonistic movements. That is going to be the strength giant set for the day. And I'm using a different kind of barbell today. So typically this barbell and I do not get along. I actually find it harder to bench press. But for some reason in this professional powerlifting rack for the bench press, it actually does me wonders to my shoulders. So I've actually, got along with this bar. I squashed the feud. So now we're best friends. Because the last bar I used on my last video was really hurting my shoulders. And I was kind of feeling some impingements as a result. And I've had some people actually ask me, what kind of grip am I doing? Because they think it's a close grip. But it actually isn't. I would actually call it a closer grip than a typical bench press because I don't like to go out wide. I feel like super wide puts unnecessary pressure on the tendon that connects your pecs to your shoulder. And I feel like that goes pop easily, like a bicep tendon when you're doing a mixed grip in the supinated hand. So I like to do a little bit of a closer grip, and on this barbell particular, I actually am using my normal grip, but because the knurling is a little bit further out because it's an Olympic weightlifting bar, it makes it look like it's a lot closer. But I like the closer grip because I'm able to bench press and use my chest, and I also get a little bit more overload on the triceps, which really carries over into the overhead press. So that's why I typically like to use this grip because it definitely carries over into the overhead press. And this is my top set for the day. I didn't want to go any higher than this because I'm kind of backing off because my body's been a little beat up lately. So I did 275 pounds for 6 reps. It actually felt to be the appropriate amount of weight today, and that was the only weight I was going to do in the rep scheme. So that ended up going well, and then I ended up doing something that I actually don't recommend, but I'm going to do it anyways because I guess I'm going to try something new, I wanted to try something new. I recommend doing an incline bench press with a barbell right after you're done with your bench pressing on the flat. But I decided to do the dumbbells today, mainly because I wanted to lift those hundreds. I've been working up to do the 100-pound dumbbells, which is the heaviest dumbbells in this gym, on the seated portion press. So I've been doing the 90s lately, and that's been getting easier, but I wanted to try the 100s. So I kind of knew I was going to need to do some chest involvement as well. So this is actually a higher incline than I normally do, but because I wanted to actually use the 100 pounds and get used to it, because I might be creeping up on actually doing this on the seated press portion, I just wanted to get some time underneath it and to kind of feel how it is. So I don't really like doing this. I actually feel that it can do more weight on the barbell and it's better, but whatever. I decided just to try it today. And I was still doing it in the same format as the strength giant set with the polyp press and with the rowing erg as well. And since I actually skipped a shoulder session to do the road to 500 deadlift series, I knew I needed to include my shoulders, but my shoulders were really feeling it because the high incline taxes your shoulders as well as your chest. So what I ended up doing was a standing strict press with just some lightweight. And I was just doing 2 rounds with 100 pounds and just trying to really get some blood and get some volume into my shoulders, which ended up working because my shoulders were super zapped after this. So ended up being the perfect amount of weight and the perfect amount of rep schemes, per my usual. And for the accessory giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I was just trying to do a lot of volume on the pec fly machine to really hammer those chest tickles and to try to make sure that I was getting blood pumped into the chest. And then I was doing a 10 rep max, working up to a 10 rep max on the tricep push down machine, just again trying to make sure my triceps are strong because that carries over into everything. And face pulls, which I typically do after every workout. And that was the total workout for the day. Really appreciate everybody stopping by and hope you all learned something new. And I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.